So, what do you think if you could change anything about church in general?
Not your church.
Yeah, church in general, the body of Christ. If you could change anything about church, what would it be?
Well, some of our watchers, our audience,
Yeah,
they've weighed in, and we have some opinions of our own. So let's get to it.
yes, let's do. So we posted this question right on Facebook. For those that don't know, we do have Facebook, DaChurchGuyz, and we posted a simple question: if you could change one thing about church, what would it be? And we got some interesting responses. We really did. First one was from Andy R.
Wow.
And he said, basically, churches that claim to love and accept all until they have someone show up that does not fit their idea or mold of the ideal church person, whether it be because of how someone looks, talks, certain mannerisms, or because their beliefs don't exactly line up with everything that you believe. We all bring something different to the table, and we all give differently. That's why we're called the body. Yet some people think we should all be hands or we should all be feet. Some people are colorful bow ties. Well, that's kind of interesting because you have to make sure that you dress a certain way. Otherwise, people will not accept you.
Well, that is a very well thought out and very concise answer. I will say this, that let's face it, we all have an idea in our head of how church should be.
Yeah.
And when it differs from that, that's when we have some issues. And also, let's face it, we as Christians have trouble sometimes even deciding what exactly our church is. I mean, otherwise we wouldn't have all these denominations and everything.
Well, that's true. But I mean, so don't you think, though, that we kind of get caught up, just people in general get caught up on, like you said in the beginning, their church.
Sure.
Like what the worship service is like. Here's what's funny. We posted the question, and I actually got some responses from people who wanted certain things about Sunday school changed, or paint colors, or lighting. I mean, it was really specific to their particular church. But
Right.
I mean, we're talking about the overall body of Christ, right? We're talking about church and what you would change about that.
Well, the idea is we should come. Jesus says, "Just as I am,
Right.
just as you are." But I mean, let's face it. If you walked into a big fancy church in this, we might get some looks.
Well, you would, but here's the thing. And somebody I actually had this conversation with not long ago actually told me that they had no problem with you showing up like that if that was your best. The whole idea of bringing God your best. If you show up to work in slacks and a nice polo, but then roll up into church in shorts and sandals, might not be your best. I don't know that I completely agree with that. I mean, to me, I think Jesus just wants you there.
Right. I mean, it's not like the lepers dressed up in a suit to go see Jesus. They went just as they were.
Yeah, but that was their best, though, right? That's all they had.
Okay.
I mean, I guess you could make the argument either way, but I don't know. Somebody else actually had a response, too.
Right.
We actually got an email from Lynn T.
Okay.
If I could change something about church, it would be indifference. Society has bled in so deeply into the fabric of our church that we have somehow become indifferent to the needs of the church and the church family, not to mention the needs of the people in general.
So instead of us going out and changing the world as the church,
right,
the church is coming into our church and changing us?
That's kind of, I guess that's the take that she has, is that maybe the church has become too worldly. There are churches out there that, and I'm not saying it's right, wrong, or indifferent, but there are churches out there that put on a show, right?
Okay,
I mean, their worship service is about a show. It's you would actually think you're at a concert at some of these. And I don't know, if you're still worshiping Jesus and it's heartfelt worship,
well, sure.
I don't know there's anything wrong with that.
There are people that have a vision in their head, maybe because they haven't gone to church, since they were kids, and it was all very devout and dour and sit perfectly still and read from the Bible and sing from the hymn book. And
right.
And it, maybe if you jazz it up a bit, Is there anything wrong with bringing an entertainment component to a worship service?
Maybe that's what brings people in the door that wouldn't otherwise come. I don't know. And maybe she's referring to the fact that we've kind of accepted some things that are okay that probably shouldn't be okay. I mean, we've kind of discussed the cussing, we've discussed lying. Maybe she's referring to the fact that we are becoming more worldly ourselves and kind of turning our head to things that we shouldn't turn our head to as Christians. So I guess that could actually go either way. I did find a really interesting quote that I think sums up both of these really well, and it was Socrates, so way back in the day.
Oh, so pre-Jesus.
Yeah. So the secret of change is to focus all of your energy not on fighting the old, but on building the new. So along the lines of Andy, who says that, be open and welcoming to all people. And then Lynn, who says she doesn't like to see us as a church adapting to so much worldly things. Maybe the whole idea is, in order to be more like Jesus, we ourselves as the church have to drive the change instead of fighting the old. So if Andy wants something changed in his church, he needs to be the driving factor towards that change instead of harping on the old.
And the old, just think about it. You mentioned Socrates, but another great philosopher was that warthog from The Lion King.
Yes.
Who said, you've got to put your behind in the past.
See?
No, wait. That's what he said, but now that I say it out loud, maybe it was something else.
We had a young lady named Robin who actually sent us a message about our very first episode about lying. Oh. It's really kind of interesting. Both of these comments have something to do with what I said, so maybe I need to watch what I say. But she said that I made a comment that you never lie just to lie. And basically, she was pretty quick to point out that we do that all the time, especially as parents. Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, Tooth Fairy.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do I mean? I mean, we lie to our kids about Santa and the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy.
Lie, and in what way do we?
Like they don't really exist.
What?
Yeah, let's move on. You just talk to your wife when you get home about that, or your kids. Another one that we got responding on the cursing show.
Oh, that was a great bleeping episode.
It was, and this is a great email. It really was. It was very long. I couldn't include it all.
Right.
But it was from somebody who calls themselves our number one fan.
Oh well.
Chan W.
Okay.
Channy. So he actually had a comment and several suggestions. But the comment was in response to my comment about there's never a positive way to cuss. I actually made that comment, because we talked about the negativity of the words.
Right.
He said, I heard you say that there isn't a positive way to use a curse word, and I disagree. What about all the times you hear good news of your favorite team scoring the game-winning touchdown? It's like, ha! So you thought I was going there, didn't you?
Well,
but yeah, he says that's a positive way to cuss because you're excited.
I guess that's one way to look at it. Seems like a simple hoorah might work instead. But
but again, it's his opinion. So.
Okay. Opinions are important, and they say about opinions. They're like they're like belly buttons. Everybody has one, but you should probably just keep yours covered up and to yourself. In most occasions.
There's another version of that, but I don't think we could cover it.
No, we already did the cursing episode.
Yeah. By the way, I like the green shirt, dude.
Well, it's St. Patrick's Day.
It is.
And for our third episode, so just FYI, if we turn out to be evil dictators who are drunk on power, this might be the moment where you want to send back the Terminator to kill us to stop it from ever happening.
Yes.
But yes, it is indeed St. Patrick's Day. I'm a
I think
history.
We've got to get past 200 views in order to even think about dictatorship.
Oh, well, you got to start somewhere.
We're going to get there.
Baby steps.
We're going to get there.
Right.
By the way,
it's not really green, but I do appreciate.
But it's a church guy
the
shirt.
church guy logo.
Yeah.
But St. Patrick's Day, so hopefully you didn't do anything silly like go out and drink a lot of green beer and make a fool of yourself, but celebrate in your own way.
Lay it on me. What is the history of St. Patrick's Day?
Oh, well, you don't know.
Nope.
Okay, well, it's an Irish holiday, of course.
Okay.
You see all the
Yes, Irish.
Right, the clover leaves and all that. Well, it actually turns out that St. Patrick was the man who slayed the final dragon.
Really?
Yes. A lot of people... What?
Because I thought St. Patrick, Saint Patrick,
Yes.
led lots of people to Jesus.
Well, that may be true, but it's the dragon thing I'm trying to tell you about. The Battle of Shropshire Castle back in 1254, St. Patrick slayed the final dragon and then brought peace to Ireland. See, the dragons were just burning all the clovers up. And
just for a second, bear with me. Doesn't this kind of fit in the same lines of the whole Santa Claus, Tooth Fairy, Easter Bunny?
I'm still not sure where you're going with that. You see, the dragons breathed fire; they would burn all the clovers, and the poor little leprechauns didn't have any more gold to feed to the dragon. And
okay, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on. But in our first email that we've ever gotten, I know Chan wanted to be the first one, but unfortunately you weren't. The very first email we got was from Jade L. And basically Jade wants to know one thing that we're scared of and then wants to see us face our fear.
So we should have our wives on the show?
That's what I'm thinking. So anyway, we may do an episode on fear coming up. We're still kind of talking through that. So anyway, you mentioning deep thoughts. I think this is probably a pretty good time to throw it to Billy and the Dude, don't you?
Oh, well, I'm always in the mood for some deep thoughts. Let's take it away. You know what animal they probably kept the closest eye on the ark?
What's that, man?
The woodpecker.
That's good, man. Hey, what do you think February did to the guy that invented the calendar, man?
Something bad, man, because it only got 28 days.
Oh, but he gets an extra day every 4 years, right, man?
Oh, yeah, and that's when you spring forward, right?
No. So this new segment you got, what? Why don't you just lay it out there for everybody?
Oh, okay. So I call it the New Commandments.
The new? Like, why do we need new commandments?
Well, okay, I'm with you that God pretty much nailed it with the first 10. Let's
okay.
But things have changed in the thousands of years since then, and so I thought maybe we should make some new commandments. Now I will say that.
So these are like DaChurchGuyz commandments.
Yeah. No, we didn't speak to a burning bush or anything, or anything like that.
I mean, I did burn some leaves the other day, and I totally spoke to it, but it didn't speak back.
They didn't have anything to offer.
No,
it's a good thing leaves can't scream. But the idea here again is that we just have some tips.
Okay.
That I think will just make you a better person.
Go for it.
You and me and everyone.
Everyone.
All right. So here's an example. We're gonna use like really serious we're
gonna cement
Bible
it in biblical
voices
type thing. Okay, gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
Thou shalt learn the proper use of there, and there. There's 3 different words, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, you put that over there, that's their thing over there, and they're not happy about it. Learn how to use it. I'm sorry. Go. You can go now.
Okay. Thou shalt not post movie and TV spoilers on social media.
That's true.
That's a good one.
Because people can't watch stuff immediately, and all of a sudden you find out that the guy in the thing died.
Exactly.
In the thing.
Like I want to watch the whole walking thing on maybe Monday instead of Sunday, and because I go to church on Sunday, and if everybody blows up my feed, I already know what happens. It's just not cool.
So then you would know that Steve dies tomorrow night.
What?
Anyway. Here you go. Thou shalt not use text speak in real life conversations.
Oh, you mean like throwing the whole LOL in there?
Yes. Never tell me that, and never say hashtag and OMG and BRB. It drives me up to WALL.
Don't worry, I handle the Twitter feed, guys, so he doesn't even understand hashtags.
They're just use the words. That's why they're there.
Okay. I'm with you. How about this? Thou shalt knowest what thou wants before it is thy turn to order in the drive-thru.
Thank you. That's, yes, because if it's McDonald's has the same food.
And you get the same thing every time.
You're going to get a number 4 with no cheese or extra pickles. You already know. Don't just sit there.
Every time.
I'm sorry. It's just...
Go ahead.
Oh, speaking of driving, thou shalt use thy blinker, lest thou getteth the finger.
Oh, see, that's a great one, and I really stink at it.
Well, those gestures exist for a reason.
Okay. I like this one. Thou shalt not wear socks with thy sandals.
Oh, come on.
Well, we haven't really passed that threshold yet.
That's true.
I haven't. Maybe you have. I haven't.
But it's practical advice, and I see where you're coming from.
I've seen you with the dress socks and the shorts, though.
Yes, well. Moving along. Honor thy mother and thy father's thermostat settings, unless thou is ready to chip in on the electric bill.
You should have added turning the lights off and on, too.
Exactly. When you start chipping in, when you start paying your share, then you can make some decisions about whether it's going to be 68 or 72 or whatever.
Or when I come home from church, every light in the house is on, and there's nobody in there but a couple of dogs.
Yeah, maybe the dogs are scared of the dark.
I guess.
It's just ridiculous.
Oh, here's a good one. Thou shalt not attempt to pull off skinny jeans unless thou art designed for them. Wait. I have skinny jeans.
I calls it like I sees it.
Okay.
These are some new commandments. Apply them to your daily life.
The church guy commandments. They I'm telling you, they will make your day so much easier if you just follow them. They really will. And if they don't, they'll at least make our lives easier.
So anyway, the dragons. Man,
really?
They hid behind. They're like behind the trees, and they jumped up. And then St. Patrick took
Tune in next week.
Stabbed them.
Tune in next week. I promise.
Right in the throat where they couldn't make the fire.
Shelly!